I'd like to think that they have more integrity and that they truly do care about this issue. It's a good question, and I'd like to say yes, they will. No one knows for certain, but I think more highly of their integrity than I do of the Republicans at this point.
Let's go back to Greta Bronner.
Kyle Stewart, who covers Capitol Hill, caught up with Jay Sekulow this morning. Here's a quote. Asked if he would bring up the Biden-Burisma issue, Sekulow said, quote, the House managers decided to not just open the door, but kick the door down on the Burisma-Biden matter. For the life of me, I'm trying to figure out what the strategy
Biden-Burisma
but
issue,
they've
Sekulow
done
said,
it.
quote, the House managers decided
a reporter
to
on
not
Capitol
just
Hill
open
tweeting
the
out
door,
this picture.
but
Gabe
kick
Rubin tweeting out a pallet of documents, he says, that the House managers are getting ready to wheel over to the Senate chamber. And the Hill is reporting this morning that Senators Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders are contemplating chartering private jets so that they can get to Iowa right after today's proceedings. Again, 10 a.m. Eastern Time is when it is expected to get underway, and the president's defense team beginning their opening arguments for about 2 to 3 hours today, and then they'll pick up again next week.
We are in our final half hour of taking your calls on the Senate impeachment trial. You can call us and let us know your thoughts, 202-748-8000 for Democrats, 202-748-8001 for Republicans, and 202-748-8002 for independents. Start watching at 10 o'clock today. You can see that on C-SPAN 2. In fact, the slate there, as it's known as, telling that the Senate will convene at 10 o'clock to start those proceedings. You can watch along at cspan.org while you're on the website. Take a chance to check out the information there when it comes to the impeachment material we have there. And if you have to go out today and you want to download it on your phone, you can do so with our free C-SPAN radio app and listen along to the proceedings as well. Ohio is next. We'll hear from Joe, Independent Line. Joe in Ohio, good morning.
Yes, the most compelling piece that I saw yesterday was Schiff showing Putin and Trump standing together and Trump actually uttering propaganda from the Kremlin. And it just is just so sickening to see our country being aligned and following a person that would align themselves with propaganda from Russia.
Republican line, this is Lonnie, Red Springs, North Carolina. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm glad you take my call. I've been watching this thing ever since it began, and as a matter of fact, all the way back since the Democrats have been trying to impeach our president, and I've been watching this thing over and over.
What did you think of what was presented this week?
Well, I looked at a lot of it until it got to where they started. They're getting up and going over the same thing over and over and over again, and I listened to all of the witnesses they brought forward, and if they would have needed to bring any more witnesses forward, they should have brought them forward and get the thing done before they started this. And I think they should have leave that president alone and let him do his job. I don't think he's done anything wrong. Holding aid from that country doesn't mean that they all were going to die, because if from what I can understand, they wasn't really in a bad war. They were just in a conflict, and he got them the weapons and the things that they needed.
Okay, let's hear from Adam Schiff yesterday. He was specifically speaking to senators who ultimately have to make the decision on the impeachment of the president, on how the president's tactics, as Adam Schiff described it, could affect them personally, and also referring to the former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine.
Let's step for a minute into Ambassador Yovanovitch's shoes.